be one of their hardest matchups yet. But Myth and HAMLINZ been playing out of their mind, but Dr. Disrespect, Krafty. We haven't talked a lot about him tonight, but the dude is on point. He knows how to play. And I got to say, he's one of the better players in our tournament, so cannot sleep on him as well.
And he's knocking out his own teammates. He already knocked out Daquan, and now he has the ability to also knock down Myth and HAMLINZ as well. I mean, that'd be a great proving ground. He's not on the official competitive roster, but I mean, hey, he could be making a name for it right now. He's playing with the Doc, right? He's got a fantastic teammate in that as well. And if we know anything about the Dr. Disrespect call-outs, it is all hyper-aggressive speed, momentum, all of those fun attributes are going to be coming into their gameplay, for certain.
I definitely think that Doc is more of like a Matrix hair solution kind of guy, conditioner-wise. I don't see him as like a suave man. I'm definitely seeing like a Matrix kind of look. I mean, it just looks, I mean, it's dandruff-free for sure. I can't get enough of the mullet, but of course, 0 kills across the board for both squads here. Both just landing, just trying to find some resources, some materials. Of course, we're seeing some pretty decent loot out of both squads. Really only one gun, though, for HAMLINZ, as you see down there. He's got a Portafort, a Slurp, and he's just got enough heals, basically, for the entire lobby that's in the game. Of course, just trying to rotate around. Apparently, nobody landed in Salty Springs, actually.
But one thing that's pretty interesting, though, that we see from the landing zones, of course, TSM going for the typical strategies as far as outside of Salty Springs. But for Doc and Krafty, they actually end up going risky reels. We've been seeing a few teams kind of pull out this strategy. And what was it? Like back-to-back weeks, teams like Baldy and Co. have tried to go here. I think we had a team maybe last week that was also going risky reels as well. So it's a strategy, right, that's pretty decent. My only worry with it is that it's decently kill-heavy off the start. You can get some decent loot off the start as well. But it's the ability to have that transition. If you don't find a jump pad, you're in a very awkward position because of how long it takes you to get in the zone a high majority of the time. And based off of the top right minimap coming in from Krafty, it looks like they're not going to be anywhere near that zone as well, which is per typical.
It definitely is. You know, occasionally you'll get a great circle around Risky, or at least close to Risky, but at this position he's going to have to run just a little distance over there, and that's okay. They'll manage to get it through. But Krafty's one of those very underrated players that I feel can showcase a lot within the competitive community if he decides to go that route. And honestly, for him, I would just like to see. I want to see what he could do with the sniper rifle. I think for sniping is it's probably one of his go-to things, and just see if he'll be able to pop some heads off.
I love the blue snipe in this game. Anytime I find one now, I was so not confident with it like less than a month ago, and now when I find it, I'm like, hey, I'm going to miss 2, but I'll hit the 3rd. So I just need some heavy ammo somewhere on the map. By the way, where's the Deagle been, huh? I haven't seen the Deagle in use one time today. Little disappointed with that. Of course, we're still going to see the Portafort at HAMLINZ. He does, in fact, want to build a tower, and then I love building a tower and then throwing the Portafort on top of that. So basically, you just get like a free 5 seconds worth of building work done for you. And, of course, you're going to see HAMLINZ here with the pop rock in the back pocket, just absolutely obliterating this guy, getting maybe 2 damage per shotgun blast there.
Jeez.
Finally clears him, gets the jump pad off the body as well. As we saw last game, the jump pad is a game changer quite literally.
Oh, no.
Look at that build. Look at this man.
This man literally is
insane.
He's a human Portafort. Like, he doesn't even need the Portafort. He's already got his overall skill to combat that as well. But yeah, has a pretty decent player in front of him, of course, as I say that. He obviously does get taken down, but he's obviously completed all the challenges, so he does play quite a bit of Fortnite, but not as much as HAMLINZ.
He actually got melted.
Oh, okay.
He just disintegrated.
Yeah, Myth came in with the Splode from behind. But of course, here we are with Krafty. Get to see a little bit of his building skills. And man, can this guy build as well. Gets the height opportunity over that player, and of course gets the player on the flank, and hello, the player gets knocked as well.
He wasn't shooting back. He was scared.
He was shooting at somebody in the other way, but I mean, if you're taking shots to the side, buddy, you gotta respond. And of course, Krafty again in a great gunfight, but takes some damage. No mats, and Krafty goes down.
That's the thing I talk about, resource awareness. He wasn't fully aware of what kind of materials he had, and now he's going to drop in this engagement, and that is huge for this team. Krafty had knocked down 3-4 players. I'm not sure how many official eliminations that he gets, but now it's on Doc for a permanent 1v2. And I talk about the final 30, how many engagements are actually here to take place. Like, you're going to be involved with at least like 80% of those 30 players. So Doc now being in a 1v2 thankfully does get the nice knockdown onto 1. But I mean, hey man, you're facing off against HAMLINZ and Myth. Doc has had some amazing, obviously stat lines in his career, has some amazing achievements. His entire trophy room is miles long, but it would be a very difficult asset to take down both Myth and HAMLINZ in a permanent 1v2 for the rest of this game.
Can we talk about this loot right now for Dr. Disrespect? I mean, this is like a green AR and a common tac. I'm pretty sure he's ignored 4 or 5 viable weapons. I mean, maybe it's just because he's in a gunfight, but I'm actually terrified right now at how good he is at just saying he doesn't even need normal like power weapons. I feel it's honestly pointless as he's just obliterating. But look how fast the lobby's disappeared since we've been watching. I mean, 2 kills out of Dr. D. You've only got 4 total, I believe. Krafty had 2 before his death as well. So Dr. Disrespect doing a great job of keeping the team alive here in this losers bracket matchup. I mean, I haven't even seen his mullet shake one time. He's invested. He's focused.
He's
not moving.
It is at this point I so wish I could hear his stream just to hear him pep. Because, every time he's getting a kill, he's going, I got it, yeah. Whatever, crazy hype moments. Of course, I didn't do him justice there whatsoever, and that's okay. I'm sorry for that.
I thought it was excellent.
No, Dr. Disrespect, I apologize to the people in the chat for that. But with that being said, he is keeping, like you said, with his great tech and his green AR, not upgrading whatsoever. And he was going for an emote while in midair. I'm telling you, I'm getting the kill. I'm telling you, it's Dr. Disrespect.
I mean, he absolutely disrespected that guy. He went for a casual, half emote, and he was like, nah, I'm going to
try to hit the wiggle for a second and then hit the wiggle on that guy by making him be disintegrated into the air there.
That guy heard like a
I
quarter.
don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
That guy heard a quarter of a second audio cue. It was like, what the heck was that?
Well, they got the lead. Look at that. Got the lead by 3 kills, and we finally have. Now, watch out. Now, I'm kind of worried for the competition. Dr. Disrespect has an RPG in his back pocket.
Uh-oh. You know what that means?
He can
potential accidental suicide.
He is so good that he can actually rocket ride himself. So I'm ready for it.
This is true.
Remember when you could rocket ride yourself with the guided rockets? Man, I miss those because I died every time somebody had them.
Well,
are you serious?
Yeah. So Noah J actually made a suggestion to Epic when he was at E3. He says, well, why don't we bring back the guided rocket, but instead of the guided rocket doing damage, why don't we have it as a backpack and be used as kind of like a UAV system? Right? No, a UAV, well, kind of like a UAV system, if you will, like a jetpack essentially, right? But I mean, that's a very interesting random concept. But I do see that at least there's rumored in the source code that they will be bringing back the guided.
Maybe
missile.
LTM. I don't know.
Have you seen the rumors for the grapple hook?
Are you serious? No, I haven't actually.
I don't know. I was on some Instagram account today. It probably was a lie. It probably was a lie, but they said it was from source code. Which, I mean, that would be great for me because then you could attach. It's for Tim the Tapman, really. I think they'd be making it for those pressure situations whenever you're falling off.
Can you imagine if you're just like a terrible player? It's like, I'm going to go and attach myself to my teammate's backpack. All right.
You could literally be Spider-Man.
Just drag me along. That'd be great.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Oh, that could be actually crazy.
You're right behind that makes me sad.
You're right behind an opponent and you grapple him and just go towards him. I'm talking to you guys, the chat, because my people don't hear me.
So we're talking about
they were having a moment on
Marvel.
The couch. But with that being said, I thought I had a cool suggestion, but it fell flat, and that's all right.
It's cool.
No, I'm here. And also, can we just talk about how Dr. D and Krafty are actually ahead right now?
Which is beyond me.
I'm feeling really good about the chance for Dr. Disrespect here. We've got a total of 14 engagements left. He's literally just soaring around the map. He's got the Raven backpack on a soccer player. Not saying, that's a normal combo. If I saw somebody show up to my soccer game with that backpack on, more than likely I'm going to be panicking because I don't know what kind of – I mean, obviously the kid can float on the soccer field.
Absolutely can. I believe in the bottom left. Yeah, HAMLINZ does spot at least 3 players in his line sight just outside of Loot Lake. They went for a casual jaunt, and HAMLINZ is there to spoil the party. One guy tries to go for the complete res, but HAMLINZ, of course, like I said, preferring the high ground, wanting to have that advantage, goes for the 2 ramp below his original one to make sure that it can't be shot down. Goes for the quick.
Oh my
takes
goodness!
Down 1 on the stairs. The rockets flying in, but HAMLINZ does not care whatsoever. Shots from afar, doing constant damage, constant critical health to the opposition as they are starting to fall like flies. Myth finds the knockdown onto 1. 2 players remain, and can they even catch a breather? The TSM boys are making them look like such easy kills, but it looks like HAMLINZ takes so much fall damage. The elimination comes through from Myth. So thankfully, in that scenario, we talked with the amount of separation that some of these squads have. Myth was there to watch out for HAMLINZ. They find the full squad kill, and just like that, 4 added frags to this team's elimination.
Oh, Dr. Disrespect, though, sees somebody on his own as well. So we'll see how the Doc is going to push up and try to get this kill. He's taking a very interesting route. Of course, though, this is literally Doc single-handedly trying to fight off TSM, and people are building above him, and we see kind of a freak out. Oh, but he still gets a knock. Are you kidding me? He still gets to kill, and more players still to pursue him. He builds the roof over top. Look at this expertise. The Doc literally showing his doctor's degree in overall building
crazy.
with the roof.
Oh,
and he finally gets taken out there.
And I really thought there was a good chance there. Look at it. Look at
if he was to get taken down, at least it was by John Wick, though.
HAMLINZ, you know he's got his stream. He's got Doc's stream just playing in the background.
Can we actually watch Doc react to the other
just
players'
pull up Doc real quick. I just want to see Doc real quick, and just because he is totally raging at this point. But HAMLINZ is having way too good of a time knowing Doc. Just honestly, I highly doubt they even muted each other in the team chat.
Why would
to be quite honest with you? Because I mean, you just got to imagine the things that would be coming out of Dr. Disrespect. But the fact is, and all jokes aside, they're still pound for pound keeping up with TSM. They're tied 8-8. This is like the most entertaining competitive match I've seen thus far.
I would say, though, while it is tied, there is still 9 players left. So they could increase that by, let alone 9 kills.
Literally 9 kills.
So, yeah.
And if you've ever watched HAMLINZ play for the 3rd time today, you would know that HAMLINZ is an absolute, I don't even know.
Monster.
There's not even, monster can't even describe it. He's like a giant wizard.
See, what he does here is he allows the elimination to go through because he wants to have the high ground advantage. That's what he prefers, but here comes the quick engagement. Tries to go for the excess walls being built, and I don't know how he happens to go up 7 flights of stairs in a matter of seconds, but just like that, there's the high ground advantage, and we can almost say goodbye to Mr. Iron Man. Not looking good for him to try and fly away. He should be done in just a matter of seconds. Powering through these walls, goes for the edit, and you want to talk about the amount of skill, the amount of, like, buttons that are being pressed on his keyboard is unreal.
This poor guy on the bottom is like...
He's like a caged animal. There's another challenger that just approached.
I think it's the same guy. I think
this guy
to the next
is
room.
Like just running as fast as he can, and HAMLINZ is doing everything to try.
He's like, this is annoying. I'm going to go find
someone else. Ram someone with a shopping cart?
No, it's the same guy still in another box.
Okay, props to player 513 for staying alive for as long as he did, because I don't know how he managed to pull that off. But speaking of building, let's go on with the master himself, Mr. Myth, a.k.a. Hoodie Myth.
Look at this loot. He's got a double blue tack, almost to the quad that we were talking about earlier. Just 2 more.
That's the same guy that killed Dr. Disrespect, and he's going to get yet another victim. Player 467. Player 467 is an animal. I've got to say. So, anyways, HAMLINZ is going to be last alive. Can he get revenge?
Yes.
Not only for Myth, but can he get revenge for Dr. Disrespect?
Can John Wick get revenge?
No, not John Wick. Can HAMLINZ get revenge?
No, I know HAMLINZ, but he is my real life John Wick.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm telling you. First of all, if I was that close to my microphone as well, I would have. I'm so loud, I would have deafened my audience. I actually play this far away from my microphone when I'm talking at home. So shout out to HAMLINZ for not only being calm and cool, but also calm and cool in his commentary.
I wonder how far away he is from his monitor and whatnot, because he literally is almost like reaching out for someone.
He's actually playing on the wall. It's vertically attached to the wall, so he's playing like this.
That'd be pretty crazy, actually. Also, shout out to his little loot llama in the back. We also have one as well, HAMLINZ, so props.
If your llama would like to meet our llama,
that'd be great.
Please let us know.
I wonder if that one has a name, because ours has a name, obviously. So
yeah, Mike.
It's Philip?
Wait.
It's Michael Phillips. Yeah.
It's Michael Phillips. You're right.
It's Michael Phelps. Shout out to Michael Phelps. Jokes are fun.
I love them. I love them.
Oh, HAMLINZ.
You know what I love? HAMLINZ being possibly in a 1v3 and just showcasing exactly how skilled he is as a player. I mean, can you imagine being the team that loses a 1v3 or a 1v4 to this gentleman?
I just want to say, look at
this build, dude.
Who needs jetpacks? They got rid of jetpacks, I thought, but apparently HAMLINZ still has a permanent jetpack built into his character. One of the things I wanted to talk. Look at his building skill.
Oh my god!
It's just not.
There's John Wick.
He's so.
He got it. So Dr. Disrespect is so happy right now. He may have lost a battle, but he hasn't yet lost the war. But there it is. John Wick goes down, and that was the guy that finished off Myth as well as HAMLINZ, or excuse me, Myth and Dr. Disrespect. Good stuff coming for HAMLINZ getting the kill. But I just wanted to say, we see these tournaments every Friday. It never gets just headbutt straight into the wooden platform.
He actually just broke his neck and killed himself. That's how he went down. There's no coming back.
The character no longer has any teeth as well.
Yeah, he's
I'm just imagining
all gums.
That was a great little sound I made there.
Looking like a package of gummy bears in his mouth right now.
I wonder what this wall looks like from the actual ground at this level.
I don't want to know what it looks like. He's such a wizard with building that
put a TSM
might
logo.
Spelled, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He put the TSM logo in the middle of the match.
Oh, and he's laughing at this. Like in any situation, like anyone else who plays Fortnite is hardcore. Like, okay, there's 2 players left. I gotta go hard. Like this is about to be it. I'm about to post this picture on Twitter to 3 people who actually care. Myth is like hardcore laughing at everybody.
Wow.
Right now.
I just want to point out, by the way, that's how you know you lost. Whenever the guy builds above you, and then all of a sudden you just see the other guy just catapulting down the stairs as fast as he can to try and get the lower ground. He's like, I'm gone. I'm not winning this. I was going to say, we watch these guys build every single Friday, but it never gets old, and it never ceases to amaze me how good they are.
Yeah.
I mean, just the skill set that they possess is just absolutely insane.
It's out of this world.
And now it's a 1v1. A 1v1, HAMLINZ and some poor soul that's out there who at this point is just probably at the bottom doing what Legion would do, just with a pickaxe at the bottom, just trying to take out the base.
If he C4s and kills HAMLINZ, first of all, the person alive is the guy that headbutted the brick wall off the jump pad. So Wonder Woman is somewhere alive on the map right now, pondering what's even going to happen. If I see these types of builds, I'm throwing up instantaneously. Please tell me that this other person's in a bush. Please. That's all I want to see somebody successfully beat one of these pro players
How does Myth have
from
this
a
many
bush
resources?
Like, he had 8 bounce pads.
Well, they
it
come
was
in sort of
insane.
stacks of 3.
Well, not just the bounce pad or the bounce traps, but just the overall. Like, we talk about like
Look at
wow, just beams that guy.
Okay.
He just was coming full speed ahead like, I'm winning this, and just straight into the shots. Man, I got
disgusting.
Well, what the...
Wow.
We said what? They could pick up 9 kills. Did he pick up 9 kills?
I think he
I think he picked up at least 5.
Yeah.
Well, there was
5 or
one moment
6.
where he like
13 to 8, so 4.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Wait, that's not 4.
What?
It's 4 plus 1, but
5.
I knew that you were
Colby's in the
out
chat.
with
I designated one of the guys in chat. His name is Colby. He's my designated Casio. Unfortunately, I don't have a chat with me right now. He said he'd keep me updated with scores. Appreciate the effort, but
Just
unfortunately,
imagine like putting 5, 6, and 7 in the chat. It's like, yep, I'm the scoreboard man.
so
There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 5-kill lead going into the second game.
Wait, hold on.
No,
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You're right. Yeah,
Wait,
the fingers.
no, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I learned that in what I think elementary school. Still stuck with me.
I actually learned that.
Shout
in
out
high
counting.
school.
Yeah.
Well, even lower than that, buddy.
Yeah, I'd say that. I didn't start counting until 12th grade.
Well, you're still in high school. We found that out earlier, right?
I'm
25.
I'm in my 8th year of sophomore year.
It's 25. Still 8th year. Are you 25?
I'm 25.
Are
I
you
turned
really?
25 in April.
I'm 20. I'm the oldest one in the room. I really thought you were older than me.
Well, I look older than you, in all fairness. I look like I have a 10-year-old. Let's be honest with each other.
I thought
I don't get carded
You do
anymore
have
at the
courage.
casinos. You
You
know
do
how
have
sad
courage.
that is?
You do have
I do. I
courage.
have a 24-year-old man.
You have a
courage.
24-year-old. So
Yeah.
you tell me the math. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When you have Benjamin Button's disease, anything's possible.
Benjamin Buttons is
This is the most.
Reverse age. I'm actually 86 years old.
If you guys have ever watched
Wow,
that movie,
Yeah.
if you guys have ever watched Benjamin Button, it's a great movie. But if you think about the overall context of the movie, it's actually quite weird.
You know what's amazing about all of this? It's like if we're commenting any other like esports title,
Yeah.
it's like what in the world is going on? It's like it's casual when it comes to Fortnite. Like we happen to quickly transition into an 86-year-old sophomore in high school who also happens to have Benjamin Button disease.
Well, this is what happens when we have Legion here. By the way, I just want to say,
That's true, too.
if anybody else was here, this wouldn't be happening. But Legion's here,
that's facts. That is
when
facts.
Legion's here, it's just this is only natural. This is to
Legion's
be
here, we're
expected.
family. You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you what, FaZe, check out Fuzoli's. Definitely something you guys need to
You were
work
still hardcore star on
Even
this?
Dr. Disrespect like that joke. I just want to say, man.
Like, how did you transition that? We're not even on with
Are those
FaZe anymore.
Oakleys? Is he wearing Oakleys?
I don't know. I have
could
a pair.
see him at a ski resort in that exact outfit. Wouldn't consider him out of place at all.
Mullet just flowing in the
Or
wind
like
as he
on a-
just
on a-
skis down.
on a pontoon boat in a lake.
The Black Diamond Trail
He
just
looks
going
exactly
down.
like my uncle.
You imagine if someone had a bulletproof vest at a ski resort? I would feel a little bit sketched out about that, not going to lie. I don't know. But for the dock, it works.
Kids just scattering everywhere. All right, well, going to the soccer field. We saw this a little bit earlier. He's going to go ahead and pursue towards what's past that soccer field, transitioning out of that. 13-8, 5 kills. Not a lot, not a little. Can the TSM boys take it over? Dr. Disrespect and Krafty. We'll have to see, because Krafty got dropped relatively early in that last round. So if he stays up, you can only imagine what the score would have been.
Yeah, I think Krafty dropped just before the what I'd call like the final 30. And yeah, that obviously kind of plays factor into the scoreboard. But Doc did as much as he could, right? I think he found around. I think he had 0 eliminations coming into once Krafty had fallen. I think at one point, like we said, he had like an uncommon tack, and he had like a common regular
he
assault
was
rifle.
Still getting kills.
He had nothing, but he still was finding up.
He
those
had a
frags
slingshot and like some banjo strings, and he was still getting kills, which is super shocking. And as you can see here again, yet another common tack, because who needs anything more than that? I mean, who even wants it at this point? Like, get that common AR while you're at it. Somebody's the Gray Brigade out here. Let's get it.
The Gray Brigade. That's a team that needs to happen in Fortnite.
Yeah,
organizations. Someone grab the Twitter handle already.
Also,
please.
if anybody would like to join my team, Team Paperweight,
I thought we were butterflies.
we're looking Team Butterflies, which is one of my favorite references in the Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah,
Butterflies Gaming and Team Paperweight.
I like it, honestly.
We'll be launching our full roster this fall. Our jerseys are actually just aprons. So
just
get excited for that. Nothing else,
just aprons.
Just aprons.
We are looking for a
wraparound
clothing sponsor.
bodysuit apron.
Matter of fact, EGL, we're looking for a clothing sponsor, please.
EGL, I need this.
I guess we'll have to purchase it with the UMG code and get 10% off so we can support our
Or
team.
if you're sitting at home right now and you're thirsty, you should definitely check out code UMG for 40% off all delicious G-Full. I'm going to let everybody at home know I've had 2 shaker cups full of it today, cherry limeade, and of course I believe it was a kiwi strawberry, of course. And I'm feeling lit. I've like 2 teas, and a lighter emote. I'm feeling really good about it.
Oh, I'm loving what I'm seeing. TSM going to Greasy Grove. Greasy Grove has been a popular area today, boys. Honestly, why do you think that is? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Greasy we haven't seen in any previous tournaments, but now all of a sudden this tournament, Greasy Grove is the area to go to. We have a fight at soccer field, mind you. Krafty has 2 players ahead of him, gets one with a grenade, and picks up the other to get 2 eliminations, now sitting at a total of 3, with Dr. Disrespect sitting at 1. That's 4, and with 0 on the TSM side, they are now 1 kill down.
Going back to your point about Greasy, I think based on the map and whatnot, I would say it's probably maybe becoming more of a populated area, or at least a choice for some of our teams, because Shifty, to me, like, I understand when people go Shifty, it's obviously a pretty smart pick, not super common, etc. I think there's more loot opportunities when it comes into Greasy Grove, and there's usually not as many people kind of going toward that area, at least as far as like going to Tilted Towers. Because whenever you're trying to go toward Tilted, you have the option of going to Soccer, you have the option of going to Shifty, or you have the option of going to Greasy Grove. Greasy's the farthest away, so if you're able to loot, find some engagements, kind of get out of that area, I don't know. I feel like I've heard a lot of players kind of discuss, pro players like, not a big fan of going to Shifty because of the amount of levels that kind of are in that. If you happen to get in those caverns, it is almost impossible to escape if there's a decent team there. When it comes into places like Greasy Grove, etc., it's a lot more opportune to try to find different frags and to be able to escape. So I think that's the reason, is because you can still get to Tilted. It's a little bit farther away, but I don't know. Maybe it's because Shifty and Soccer are starting to get a little bit more crowded after these tournaments. Especially.
We haven't seen a lot of minigun action in here, but I'm excited to see if our boy Myth here is going to be able to actually pop this out and do some damage with it. I actually had the luxury of using the minigun on the Nintendo Switch, and I was able to get 6 kills simultaneously, actually consecutively in a row with the minigun, and I had over 800 rounds. So I just sat there and held it like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I felt really powerful at that point. I actually screamed into my microphone.
Krafty's just lit up the screen with yet another team wipe. Krafty's has been tearing up the competition. We got him sitting at a total of 6 kills right now, as he has more kills than the TSM side, as they now, I believe, no, they haven't overtaken the lead just quite yet, as we saw 4 kills come down over at Shifty, but 17-15, still 2 kill deficit for Dr. Disrespect and Krafty, but incredibly close. I mean, imagine the upset we could see if TSM goes down here.
Also, Shout out to my girlfriend's sister's new boyfriend who showed up to dinner the other night for the first time meeting him wearing a Dr. Disrespect t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah. I immediately knew he was cooler than all the other ones from the past. So I knew that was going to be the wave.
Did you already give your blessing?
I did.
That?
I told her, and you know what he said to me? He said, I was in Seattle for a video game tournament less than a couple months ago, and I was like, we're going to be friends.
Wow.
And it looks like we're going to have to get some Fortnite in because you could see HAMLINZ yet again just popping off. Honestly, today so far, if we did have that MVP, he is absolutely the guy to get that. I will actually personally make you a trophy if you ever see this
out of Eggo waffles, man.
Out of Eggo waffles frozen together to spell HAMLINZ, and it'll come with a Thanksgiving ham.
And
you are welcome, HAMLINZ. You are welcome.
And Myth uses that minigun, which you wanted to see him use to get
the
kill on the guy who was knocked down. Vicious strategy, by the way.
It's disgusting, Taylor.
No, it absolutely is. With the 10% accuracy increase, along with the damage buff as well, plus the amount of bullet increase with the drop, the minigun is a very viable option. And also, too, mind you, there is no bullet drop-off, so you could just shred, as we're seeing right now, just shredding that base. You talk about using C4. The guy can't build fast enough. The walls are going down just as quickly as he can build with that minigun, tearing it up.
And what the accuracy change, the amount of, how easy it is now to take down ramps and whatnot, the minigun without question becomes viable from a competitive aspect. If you don't have explodes, this is the next best thing, if not even around the same caliber of taking down structures and, of course, overall forts from enemies and whatnot. So props to Myth in that situation. When you got a guy like HAMLINZ who can build up as solid as he can to be up in your face at all times, Myth from afar doing exactly what he needs to with that minigun, which is just kind of peppering off shots from afar, kind of playing that support role and allowing his teammate HAMLINZ to have an even easier position to take down a few of those kills.
So they destroyed Taco and then just almost completely rebuilt it in a matter of a second. Now that is what I like to call engineering.
Let's see. We got 7 on the right now. TSM taken off. They've got 8 kills total, so that puts them at a 6-frag lead. Very scary if you're Dr. Disrespect and Krafty, especially look at the engagements, guys. People have dropped off like flies. We're looking at a total of 15 more engagements remaining.
You know what I was just thinking, Taylor? What if they made the boats drivable just in Loot Lake? So when you pick the chest up, you can actually drive it away instead of it constantly being a death pit if you're somebody that struggles with building.
Because the thing is I don't see a boat being Fortnite-esque. I see more of like a raft, like a floating raft, like one of those pull toys you used to use.
What if you could sit down and row it?
I could see that like a rubber duck, a massive rubber ducky.
I would like that.
I would like that a lot.
And it squeaks?
And it squeaks.
That would be phenomenal. I want to be able to ride a giant mechanic gnome. Like a mechanical gnome.
A mechanical gnome?
That definitely seems
out of all, you know how scary that would be?
You said rubber ducky. That was already in the game.
But
how specific that is.
Could you see? Just imagine.
It's like a Power Rangers villain.
Imagine this. Imagine a $10 million tournament, right, in the future, right? And then all of a sudden, for the final round, for the $10 million prize pool, you see the enemy team coming at you and a gnome. Like, come on. A gnome, and then, of course, the enemy team coming at you with a shopping cart. A shopping cart going to a gnome, and they just collide.
Oh my God.
I don't even know.
I've never related to anything else more than the factor of calling an electronic gnome a Power Ranger villain.
It would totally be exactly what it's stated as, Landon. I feel like there's a certain point you reach in every broadcast where you get uncontrollable giggles. In the past, I've broken Chris Puckett on live streams. Chris, if you're watching this,
that's very impressive to do.
I want you to know that I miss you. And also, I'm just excited because the sleeve, as you can see on the right arm here, of HAMLINZ is slightly raised. He's been dominating all day. 5 kills now for him. 5 eliminations in the back pocket. And what I love to see from these players, it just seems like they know the correct and perfect time to heal. In almost every single engagement, you see them building themselves in. Obviously, once again, we're talking about resource awareness. And TSM is one of the best teams for it in general. Dr. Disrespect, though, trying to take this guy to the head. And he said, you know what, let me shoot your ankles for a little while before we actually get you killed. Nice little full potty drop there as well.
So crazy building going in from the dock, but of course, opts out of building to the opponent and just rushes him and gets the kill. And another opponent. Look at the building skills. I'm telling you, this guy is on point. Beaming a player up top.
My God.
Yo, honestly, Dr. Disrespect low-key is going hard.
Dr. Disrespect is nasty at this game. We're seeing the shots right now. Of course, that scope they are. Still destructed. The zoom. Zoom. So nasty.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go. Above the player, making moves, lifting like he has.
Oh, my God. He's
a launch back below.
He's just back from.
Oh, my gosh.
Who is he?
From the ashes.
Who is he?
This is what happens when you trade your gray inventory for a green inventory, ladies and gentlemen. You go off.
There was explosions. There was like literally eliminations popping up on the screen every single second.
And Doc's still continuing. He's going to be able to spot another player with his teammate pushing up. A nice pinch as the girl with the green pigtails here just going to get completely abraded. She just was trying to eat a candy bar in the middle of the forest, and guess what happened? She got blindsided.
A rocket just
Doc's
face.
Krafty!
Krafty's here, and Krafty should be good for the res.
Now, does Krafty go for the res, or does Krafty continue on with the kills?
At this point, you've got to continue on with the kills. It's currently 14-11.
And I don't remember the exact kill difference.
5. I believe it was down, so they actually need to get 2 more. There's 5 engagements left in this game. Of course, you're going to be able to see TSM making pushes.
And they also take the loot, too. They take all the loot that the two-time champion, Blockbuster champion, and
just
Krafty
say it.
have.
He's our dad, Landon.
It's true.
Oh, my gosh.
It's absolute fact. He's even firing on trees right now.
I just want to point at the realism that Dr. Disrespect and Krafty could, in fact, literally win this over Team TSM. They only need 3 kills at this point. Krafty is going to be the wild card here. He's going to be pushing up this mountain, and he's going to be getting some distance between the TSM boys and Dr. Disrespect as they split up, and wisely so. He's going to get the high ground over Tilted. They only need 3 kills to tie it, 4 to win it, and there's only 5 engagements remaining.
Like I said, Krafty making his way inside Tilted Towers. Of course, the top left of our screen as well. Myth happens to be lingering around that exact same position, happens to run right past the Wrecking Ball, and happens to be that exact position in this game as well, trying to ruin, kind of trying to spoil the party right now for the Doc and Krafty themselves, desperately seeking where these frags can be at, and we'll see who can try to grab these toward the end here. Not many engagements left.
And as we can see, Dr. D is making his way downtown, walking fast. Faces are passing him homebound. 14 kills total for them now, only down by 1, but it looks like we might have seen an engagement here. Krafty finding a player, needs to be able to get this pop shot off with the sniper rifle, but you can see Myth also making his way, finds him in the shed as well. It's literally a race, and there's no shopping cart, Landon.
There is not one to have. It looks like we're going to see who can get here first. This could tell the end of the game. Who's going to find the frag?
He misses it.
Myth happens to be soaring in. A few pop shots from afar is what Krafty's finding. We'll see if Myth finds the kill, and yes, Myth will get the official knockdown. Krafty not able to find it, and that is a huge moment in this game. Was on the brink of finding that kill, but the LMG, the minigun rather, coming through huge, finds the kill and steals it right out from under Krafty, but receiving shots from behind. Well, I think it has to be Doc and Krafty finding nearly every single kill just to tie it.
Hey, absolutely. They can still tie it at this point, though. But look at Myth on his screen. He is, in fact, pulling out the minigun, going for the kill, taking some shots. He's going to have to back up, building for the defense. But, of course, you got to look at Krafty. He's right on the toes of him. He could potentially pick up a kill. Tries to get the snipe, but he's missing just by inches. And this is such a big moment. Myth can literally win this game for TSM at this point if he picks up the next kill. Dr. Disrespect and Krafty in such a monumental moment as Dr. Disrespect does spot that player that Myth was going for. They're all in the same area. Minigun is out. Can he get the Care Bear? And yes, he can. And that's going to secure the victory for Myth and HAMLINZ. And they will, in fact, knock Dr. Disrespect and Krafty out of this tournament. But, boys, can you give it up for Dr. Disrespect and Krafty? What a great performance. They made it through this tournament, and they did so incredibly well. But, man, that is... Got to give it to Krafty, one of the most underrated players, at least in our tournaments. Dr. Disrespect as well, not making a big run usually in our tournaments, but what a performance this tournament, making it the furthest he's ever made it.
And you want to think about, too, right? We were coming into, once Krafty dies in game 1, they were even, right?
Yeah.
After Krafty dies, Doc does pick up a few kills and whatnot, but for the most part, it's TSM that kind of carried, once Doc died, TSM, they were tied, and then they kind of carried on and had a little bit of a frag advantage. You know what the score was toward the end of this game? 15-15. They tied in game number 2. So if it wasn't for Doc dying early, if it wasn't for Krafty dying early, this is probably their game to win. Yep.